All right, well, I'd like to welcome everyone here today to the 2013 Clean Beaches Connecting Our Coast Awards Program Workshop. My name's Nicole Turner, and I'm the Clean Beaches Program Manager at Keep Australia Beautiful, New South Wales. I'd like to thank our sponsors, EPA and Sydney Water. Without them, these programs would not exist. So getting started, we're going to be starting off with these questions. I'd like you to think about these questions during the workshop and submit your answers to me after the workshop is over to cleanbeaches@kabnsw.org.au. If you don't get a chance to write them all down now, you can view them again after the workshop or in this PowerPoint on the website. It will be uploaded to our website later this week. We like to get feedback from participants and supply this information back to KAB staff and sponsors, assessors and judges to improve the program in the future. And we'd like to hear about current coastal issues, residents' values and concerns, and ideas about potential solutions and actions. All right, so the workshop agenda today. We're going to be going briefly over who Keep Australia Beautiful New South Wales is, changes to the organization in 2013, our programs, more in detail about the Clean Beaches program, how to create an award-winning submission, key program dates, and then we'll end with some questions. So Keep Australia Beautiful is a nonprofit organization that has been recognizing and encouraging excellence in environmental management, education, and beautification since 1975. Originally a litter prevention and beautification program for regional New South Wales, the organization has matured over time and now focuses on long-term environmental management and sustainability through education, awards, and grant programs across the entire state of New South Wales. Changes to the organization in 2013. We've undergone some major changes in the past 9 months, some of which include a new board member, Greg Piper, MP, member for Lake Macquarie. New staff include a new CEO, David Emery. James Mahone is our new media and communications manager. Lyndall Holstein is our Tidy Towns and Litter Grants program manager. Natalie Randall is our Enviromentors program manager. Mark Harper, Kimberly Crawford, and Haley Durham are our Enviromentors educators. And we're currently hiring for more educators and more staff right now, so that's really exciting. And our new address as of July 1 is now in Newtown. We've moved from Harris Park, out near Parramatta. All right, so our current programs that we manage right now, Enviromentors is one of Australia's leading mobile interactive environmental education programs for schools. It's offered as a service to assist councils, ROCs, and other host organizations in educating their communities on a wide range of local environmental issues. The Community Litter Grants are a partnership between the New South Wales EPA and KAB New South Wales, which was developed over the last 6 months of 2012, and this will enable community groups to tackle local litter or litter in their local neighborhoods. Our awards programs include Tidy Towns Sustainable Communities, which began in 1981. This program celebrates the achievements of communities who implement a range of sustainability projects that improve their town's natural and built environments. Sustainable Cities began in 1994. This recognizes metropolitan cities between Newcastle, the Blue Mountains, Wollongong, and Sydney. And Clean Beaches began in 2001, which recognizes the work of coastal communities along the entire coast of New South Wales. So getting more details about the Clean Beaches program. This program empowers coastal communities to actively work for a cleaner, more sustainable environment through the sharing of knowledge, experience, and resources. Dune habitat conservation, environmental education, anti-litter and waste management, community partnerships, youth involvement, and visitor-friendly initiatives are examples of the types of projects that are awarded. Entering the Clean Beaches Connecting Our Coast Awards program is a great opportunity to have your hard work recognized and celebrated, and a terrific way for communities to foster a strong spirit and show pride in their local environment. Other benefits of participating in the program include stronger partnerships and building new ones, initiating new relationships between community groups, council members, and businesses, improved natural environment and restoration of wildlife habitats, and you can also enjoy opportunities to showcase and celebrate your work and expertise of your organization. So individuals that typically enter into the program, we have just community members, individuals, schools, dune or land care groups, councils, businesses, tourism operators, four-wheel drive clubs. If you can think of any other local groups in your area during this workshop that might participate, please feel free to email me or let me know about them after. We'd love them to get information about the program. So here's a map that it's how the coastline's been divided up for the program. In 2012, some of the regions were combined to improve competition between beaches and to make assessing easier. So instead of 9 regions, we now have 5, and these include the South Coast, Sydney and the Illawarra, the Central Coast and Hunter, Lower North Coast and Mid-North Coast, and North Coast and Northern Rivers. And these are the award categories. These categories are determined each year by KAB staff, our sponsors, and local environmental issues that have been identified as important by coastal communities. So we'll now go over these in more detail. Starting with the New South Wales Environment Protection Authority Overall Clean Beach Award. This award recognizes coastal communities which are innovative in tackling a full range of environmental issues that take into account a beach's geographic, environmental, and economic circumstances, and how effectively and efficiently the community uses the resources available to them. Applicants that decide to go for this award tend to try to address each of the additional categories within the program, but this isn't mandatory. You can still be eligible to win this award if you are not able to address them all. Ultimately, we're looking for a submission that demonstrates that a beach community is accomplishing a wide variety of things. So now I'd like to ask Paul Sutton from the Huskisson community to come up and tell us a little bit about their win last year and what they went through in preparing for this submission. Yes.
Thanks, Nicole. Welcome everybody here today. You would like me to follow the questions as you've done on the floor? Is Nicole's asked me to say, explaining how we got the maximum amount of information, and that should come actually to the end, but I'll start off with this. The experience in winning the overall beach award is for the Huskisson community. We had a tremendous amount of community pride. Our organisation of Huskisson Woolamaya Community Voice, where the team was led from, who was consisting of myself as the producer, my offside Steve as the script writer, and we had another gentleman, and he was called the Ideas Man, and also we had a poet. And we actually have a poem to read to you later on in discussing this. So you want me to go right through?
Sure.
So, to win the award was, we actually won the regional awards for the overall Clean Beach Award and the Friendly Beach Award and the Environmental Award, the regional judging and announcement in Ulladulla, and that was really an exciting experience for us. So that generated some more enthusiasm about what we've done and what we've achieved. And then we went to the State Awards, which is held in Palm Beach. And as the awards were being handed out, Huskisson wasn't mentioned at all. But towards the end, we had the excitement and the experience of Huskisson being announced the New South Wales overall Clean Beach winner. So there was quite a few cheers and excitement, but my wife was there and myself and our Ideas Man, John Hives. We actually accepted the award with some wonderful enthusiasm. gave us some very outstanding community pride, and it shows that we can actually, I feel proud, and a lot of other people in the community feel proud that we can actually walk around and tell people that we actually won this award. And it's not only that the people that myself and Steve and John that did a lot of the work involved, it's the community that gave us the information to put together to help win the award, and Shoalhaven City Council's enthusiasm when we asked them to do something, they actually did. They did it. And even today we've asked them to do some things for us for the judging of the National Clean Beach Award, which is going to be held here tomorrow, Thursday at 10 o'clock. We would have approximately 15 council staff out in the field working, making the place very presentable and doing a wonderful job, and we thank them for that. So what has happened as a result of winning the awards? We had lots of phone calls once we got home from Sydney, from the ABC. We actually did press releases ourselves. We had some photo shoots in the paper, and we got the message out there. But I think the next idea is that we'll look at media exposure through Facebook and things like that. That's something we'll work on. But a lot of people are very proud. We've got our on display here is a small award, small photo of the award, but the award is quite a large award, and it's in aluminium, and it's on Huskisson Beach, just 50 metres from us down the road here, and we've got it proudly displayed on the beach that we're the New South Wales Overall Beach Award winner. What do we feel is the most beneficial aspects of the program? Nicole, are the people from Keep Australia Beautiful assisting us in helping us to do the program. The community being involved and more involved once they hear the stories of what's going on. We don't get to meet everybody that picks up rubbish, but now we drive around the streets, and I'll pull up alongside, and here the other day I saw a lady along Wool Road near the high school. She's walking along and picking up rubbish. So I stopped and said g'day, shook her hand, got her name, and invited her to come along and meet and greet us on Clean Up Australia Day. And that's how we've met a lot of people, and that's probably where it all started, is Clean Up Australia Day, which I've been actively involved for 21 years, and at Huskisson with the community for 10. So the pride that you get of walking down the street, walking down along the beaches and riding the cycleways is fantastic. An experience I had the other day was I rode from Plantation Point to Huskisson Village Township, and I got off my bike once to pick up a bit of rubbish. And that's how well that the people in the community here get involved and actually do something about seeing rubbish or keeping it clean. So it's fantastic. How to gather information supporting documents on the submission. Well, Council has a website. You can look into community groups. Council, it's free to get into. You can look at the community consultative groups. You can talk to all those different groups. You can actually talk to schools. Schools actually have a lot of environmental programs, and they actually get involved in Clean Up Australia Day programs. So you have to be just a little bit aware of what's around you, what's going on, and don't be afraid to talk to somebody and ask some questions. And you could be in a cafe and you could be talking, and you could hear someone talking about, oh, I did this. Don't be afraid to ask them, what's your involvement and how do you do it, and would you like to participate? So choosing the best person to write the submission. This is something that I'm really proud to be able to say is we had Steve Murphy, who is in Huskisson Willamai Community Voice, who's very clever in handling a computer and writing up submissions and being able to help me with the words here is you cut and paste. if I have an email that come in, I can send it to Steve, and Steve could decipher all my bits and pieces and put it together, and that's what you need, because you can't do it yourself. You have to have a team, and you have to involve your team. And part of the team is what I like to say is use the principles of modern management, turn the pyramid upside down. Don't you be the boss. Let them give you the ideas and give them guidance through it. That's the good part about it, especially if you're talking to school children and people that are involved in the community. You really need to be involved in a community consultative body or some organisation to give you support in writing your submission, and that's where you'll find the people. Don't go it alone. Be involved in the community. Get out there and enjoy yourself. Make everyone comfortable. Have a plan. Make it fun. Inform everybody what happens, and don't have any secrets, and you'll always be successful.
Great. Thank you so much, Paul. Yeah, that was great and very beneficial, I'm sure, for people starting off on putting their first submission together, or if they've even done it a couple times. Some good ideas and tips to get that actual submission together, and collecting all of the information and actually writing the submission, I think, is where a lot of people get a little nervous, because it does take some writing skills. The submission's not huge. I think we have a 200-word minimum on it this year, so it just takes gathering the right information and concisely putting together a summary of what you're doing. So, on that note, we'll briefly watch a video that we put together for Huskisson after they won the overall Clean Beach Award last year.
Huskisson is only a small village of about 850 residents, permanent residents, but during the peak periods of summer we're inundated with tourists that stay in various places around the bay and basin, and we have a tourist invasion of approximately 25,000 people. The community works very closely in maintaining the beach with council's assistance.
We have over 200 volunteer organisations, and that includes Bush Care, Park Care and all the other chambers of commerce and things like that, people who work on a voluntary basis. But this particular area here I'm very proud of, because they have over 60 volunteers. Can you imagine every day they come out here and clean the beach? Now, what other community would do something like that?
Go along with my trolley and a bucket and my trusty stick and just pick up rubbish. Well, it felt like the right thing to do. A lot of people come down here, they might take away good memories, they leave a lot of rubbish. And because we have such a beautiful, pristine bay here, we want to keep it that way.
This is the jewel in the crown, as it's referred to, and it's a community as such that takes care of the beach. It's not done by the council, it's not done by any structured organisation, it's done by the community.
Bush Care Group here found this area in a fairly degraded state. A lot of weed invasion, blackberry and senna, and a whole bunch of garden escape plants that weren't endemic to the place. So we've just gradually worked at pulling the weeds out and laying down mulch, and then planting in some endemic species just to try to restore the place to a more natural state. We've had really good participation and assistance from our local council. And while we're a community-based and a volunteer show here, the council have been great in that they've provided a bush care coordinator.
It's just spectacular. Take a look around. It's a beautiful place. It's full of beautiful people. It's got everything a visitor could want. We get pretty much every kind of tourist you can imagine, from the families wanting to do their camping trip right through to the high-end international tourists. Huskisson and Jervis Bay have just got something for everyone.
As Mayor, I'm extremely proud, as you can imagine, for any award that's won for the Shoalhaven City area here, but in particular for the people and the community who live here, as well as the businesses. To have a recognition like this is totally fantastic.
I was really touched when the Incentia Ratepayers Association actually gave me a letter, a personal letter to thank me, and I was quite touched by that. And to think that I'm part of keeping this beach and this area so clean, it's great. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling that I'm giving back to something that I really love and enjoy.
The community does this so they don't get always the recognition that they deserve. But when you bring it together under a banner as this award, then I think it gives a great sense of pride to the community as a whole.
It's just such a wonderful accolade. We've always believed that we had the best and most beautiful beaches in the world. Now someone's recognising that for us, so it's great for us to be able to promote that award.
With the assistance of all the community groups, have enjoyed immensely the time we've had and been involved in putting Huskisson on the map, and with Keep Australia Beautiful assisting us all the way, it's been tremendous.
Okay, so as you can see from the video and what Paul shared with us, the Huskisson community has really worked together to accomplish the things that they have and to be successful in winning this award. So congratulations again to Huskisson. They're a great example of an award-winning coastal community that deserves all the recognition that they've received. So moving on to the Sydney Water Sustainable Water Award. This award recognizes coastal communities accomplishing sustainable water management of coastal environments by community, businesses, or local government. This requires evidence of innovative water management, filtration, reuse, pollution prevention, or rehabilitation of coastal environments. This year, this award is only open to beaches in the Sydney and Illawarra regions, so keep this in mind when submitting for your award categories. And if you want more information about any of the criteria for any of the awards, there'll be more on the website on the electronic submission. So if you want examples of different types of projects or programs or things that might be included in your submission, then that'll be on there. Our next award is the Cultural and Historic Heritage Award. This award's new this year. It's recognizing communities that are working towards preservation of Indigenous or non-Indigenous history in coastal regions. This could include cultural or historical education programs, signage, walks, or sites. Last year this criteria was actually included in the Friendly Beach Award, and so we've pulled it out to make it its own award this year because we had so many different communities submitting for various cultural or historical aspects of their submission that we thought it should be its own standalone award. All right, so moving on to the Litter and Waste Management Award. This award recognizes communities involved in litter prevention, management, and education programs. Examples can include providing clean and ample waste and recycling infrastructure, disposal bins, collection for recyclables and non-recyclables, coordinating local beach cleanups, or participating in already existing established regional or national cleanup events, drop-off centers or collection events, food and garden organic processing, or programs to tackle coastal litter and illegal dumping. The Young Legend Award recognizes youth participation in activities or events related to any of the categories within the program, and it's targeting youth 25 years or younger. So this can be volunteers, surf life-saving nippers, youth action groups, primary, high school, or university students. The Community Partnership Award recognizes communities or outstanding community organization and pride expressed through civic, cultural, and environmental activities. And And last year, our overall state winner for this award was Cabarita Beach in the Northern Rivers. They had an impressive number of participants formed, some of which include their beach, dune care, land care groups, community groups, resident associations, surf lifesaving clubs, schools, their board riders club, local surf organizations, youth clubs, trails and walking groups, community gardens, sports clubs, and their council's coastal resources department. So you don't have to have that many groups coming together to actually win the award, but they did last year, and it was pretty impressive. In addition, this program is all about sharing ideas and resources. So if anyone would like to know who won an award last year and why, all the information's on our website, so you can read about previous winners and what they had in their submission. Next award, this was previously our Friendly Beach Award. It's now being called the Safety and Services Award. This recognizes organizations that are involved in keeping the beach clean, safe, and accessible. This can include councils, community groups, surf lifesaving clubs, businesses that are involved in education programs, catering for visitor hospitality. This could include the number and schedule of active surf lifesavers, regular and disability access signage, promotion of the beach for tourism, and clean, well-maintained commercial facilities and infrastructure. Moving on to our Environmental Protection Award. This award recognizes community achievement in the protection and preservation of local flora, fauna, and biodiversity. Examples include weed eradication, dune maintenance and protection, ecosystem restoration, and programs to identify, rehabilitate, or protect native flora and fauna. So moving on how to enter. This year, we've moved to an electronic submission process. So we're no longer mailing out program brochures or submissions to people. You have to go onto our website, and if you have issues with this, please contact me and we can work something out. But we'd like everyone to use the website to be able to save paper and be more eco-friendly. So step one is to go to our website, kabnsw.org.au, under our programs, and go to the Clean Beaches program. Step two, you want to click on the entry form tab on the left-hand side column of the page, and this will take you to the entry form and the submission form. Step three, fill out the express interest form, and this will officially enroll you into the program, and this is where you'll identify which categories that you're going to be submitting for. At this stage, either myself or someone else at the organization will contact you and determine if there's any other categories that you might be eligible for, and just to officially confirm that you're interested in participating. Step four is the submission. Submissions are due October 4th, so please keep that date in mind. At this stage, you should have identified the appropriate person or people within your organization that are going to be involved in gathering information, supporting documents, and writing the submission. Keep in mind the 200-word minimum for each category and the 400-word minimum for the overall award. So when you're ready to submit your submission, you click on the Apply Now tab. At the bottom of the submission, right above the Submit button, is where you can upload your supporting documents. You get 5 supporting documents and 5 photos. We also have a section for you to include local media contacts if you have this. This can help us, if you are successful in winning an award, to promote your organization and your win. All right, so some tips on how to organize your thoughts and organize the information in your submission. Try to keep the following in mind when writing your submission. Addressing these subjects can help you relay the most important aspects of your project or program to the assessors and judges. So try to think about your aims, your objectives, and your planning. Tell us about the broad objectives, They should be measurable and linked directly to outcomes, include timeframes, resources, funding, and plans to evaluate the program. Partnerships and community awareness. Who are the key participants and partners in your projects? How does the group link with local council, businesses, or other community groups? If so, how have they been supportive? And how was the project promoted? Whether it was through media coverage, promotional materials, the internet, or social media sites. Also include community education and participation activities. How has your organization informed the community of your activities? Has the organization encouraged behavior change? If so, how? And how has the organization involved different community groups and sectors? You also want to include points on innovation, what makes your project unique, and any outcomes that you have. Are the objectives measurable? If so, have they been quantified? If you can include numbers, number of things recycled, that would be great. What are the follow-on effects from the achievements? Is the project ongoing, and can the project be replicated? Paul, do you have any comments on that, of other things to include?
Steve might be able to answer that.
No, I think that does cover it. And I would more ask about the process of entering this information. Are you guided through step by step when you're actually entering your information onto the web?
Yeah. So basically, you can start off all your information in a Word document, or even writing it by hand, because once you get onto our website to type everything in, you can't save it on the website and go back to it at a later date. So you want to write it all in some other way. So down on a piece of paper or in a Word document, save that to your computer. When you're ready to submit, copy and paste it all onto the website and then click submit. So what we're going to talk about next is planning the assessment. And Paul, I'll get you to come up in a couple minutes to talk about how Huskisson planned your assessment day. But briefly, we'll just go over, you want to prepare ahead of time, because you're going to have somebody coming out to spend a couple hours with you. So you want to be organized, plan this out, think about what are the most important aspects of your submission, organize the appropriate staff to attend the assessment, put together an agenda to give to the assessor prior to their visit if possible, so they can maybe make comments or have different ideas of things to do before they get there. Again, focus on your major projects and programs and give examples. So if you're mentioning things in your submission, try to think about how you can actually give a real example of it, whether it's a document or taking them out to a site or driving them through your town, or taking them on any type of tour so they can actually see real life examples of what you've included and written about. So what the assessors and judges are looking for, I'm just going to scroll through all those so they're all up. Again, they're looking for a knowledgeable and committed guide for the assessment, enough time to look at major projects. So typically assessors go for anywhere from 3 to 4 hours. It can be longer than this if you have time and they have the time available, but just plan ahead of time and let them know how many hours you think it's going to actually take. So the right people to discuss the projects, on the ground proof of outcomes, show them major project sites or programs, proofs of campaigns, events, partnerships, get youth involved when possible. So if it's an education program at a school and youth are available to participate, that's always good to get them involved. Please adhere to the word minimums in your actual submission, and remember to provide concise summaries in each section. These summaries will be used in the awards presentations if you're successful, and may be used for the media distributions and press releases. And also try to remember to include electronic supporting materials. If you did not include those, you can provide more supporting materials at the actual assessment. And additional photos. If you have more than 5 that you'd like to submit, you can provide additional photos at the assessment as well. And the assessor will be taking photos and taking their own notes there. So if you don't have photos of something, they can always get photos to give to the judge for you. So don't forget that the assessment, every entrant will be receiving a feedback report at the end of the program, and information taken directly from the assessor's report at the assessment will be included in this. So plan a quality assessment to receive the maximum benefit. The assessor's role at the assessment is going to be to confirm your award categories. Sometimes we'll get a community that has, decided to go for additional categories by the time that their assessor comes to visit. So if that's the case, you want to make sure you just confirm everything that you're going to be going over that day prior to starting. Outline the possible outcomes of the assessment procedures, explain notes, and that photos will be taken. At the end of the assessment, you'll have the opportunity to fill out an evaluation form about the assessor and their performance. And we do this to make sure all of our assessors are trained and they're providing a quality assessment for everyone. So after the assessment, the assessor will write their report. They'll calculate their scores. They'll write a 200-word justification for each award winner that they've chosen. And that report, along with your submission, will then be sent off to the judge, and they'll be doing desktop judging. Key program dates of the program. We officially opened August 7th. Submissions close October 4th. Assessors will get an additional training on October 1st before they go out for their assessments. Assessing week is the 14th through the 18th of October, so keep these dates in mind. You can choose what day and time is most convenient for you during that week, and I can coordinate the meetings and with the assessors. I'll put you in contact with the assessors so then you can coordinate everything with them. Judging will take place after that, the 4th through the 18th of November, and all of our awards presentations will be the first 2 weeks in December. So we'll start off with the Central Coast. The lower mid-north coast will be after that, then heading up to the North Coast, Northern Rivers. And as of right now, the Sydney, Illawarra, and South Coast regions are going to be combined with our state event in Sydney. We decided to do this, or try to do this year, because we had a low number of participants in some of these regions last year. So if we have a good amount of participants, which we hope we do, we can separate these awards events out and do them in the actual regions. But as of right now, they're going to be all combined into one event. So ways to stay connected to keep Australia beautiful. You can log on to our website, kabnsw.org.au. Become a member council if you are not already. You get various benefits from doing this, in addition to discounts for our Environmentors program. Subscribing to our monthly e-newsletter, you can do this on our website, and connecting with us on our social media sites. How you can help, ways you can help keep Australia beautiful, promote the program, and get the message out to your community. You can place information about our program on your organization's website. Use your communications to promote program and events through social media, newsletters, community events, etc. Send information about our upcoming events and award winners to your local media contacts. You can always contact our media manager, James Mahone, for a press release or content or photos if needed. And if your organization is unable to participate, encourage others that you know might be interested or that would be a good candidate to participate. You can always pass their information along to us and we can contact them as well. I'd like to thank our sponsors again, the New South Wales Environment Protection Authority and Sydney Water. And this concludes our 2013 program workshop. So right before we end, I'd like to ask Paul to come up. And he has a poem to read and I think talk about their assessment, which we were going to do earlier, and how you planned your assessment day.
Thanks, Nicole. How do we plan our assessment day? This is what we've done so far. Most importantly is get Foxtel TV and look at the weather. We actually have the ability to look at 10 to 12 days weather forecast, and I was a little bit worried last week because tomorrow, which is our assessment day, it was going to rain, but now we know it's going to be beautiful weather, and we actually made arrangements with our judge that if it was raining that we were going to have an alternate day as we have because we're presenting beaches and Jervis Bay. So the weather is the most important day because everyone can be comfortable, and if it's raining you're going to have a miserable day, so have a nice day because it makes everybody happy. Make sure you invite the caterers. If someone's got a cup of tea and something to eat, they can think better and it makes it an easier way to communicate. Invite all that's involved. Plan your day. Let everybody know what's happening, how it's happening and why it's happening. Need to have your equipment, and for examples we've got the Keep Australia Beautiful Assessment Day utility available, the red ute that we use a lot, and we have push bikes available for the judge and ourselves to ride the cycleways. You may want to do this in another way. You have a vehicle, or you can have a small bus that you can travel around in. You need to know what you need to show and what you need to tell. You need to have your documentation and copies of your documentation, and everybody that's involved in the judging they all know what's going on, because you don't want to have to be telling somebody what's going on the day. You should have all that done before, and it makes the day run easier. We be proud and have fun, and the most important thing is the weather. And if you've got all your homework done, it's just easy. Another good little point is we have a base. You have a base where you start from. If it's a hot day, you've got shelter. If it did happen to rain, but you looked at the weather, at least you've got cover. And we've got a lovely little spot where we're doing our assessment day bases on Huskisson Beach in one of the picnic shelter sheds overlooking the wonderful Jervis Bay. And I've got I've got two poems, but I'm going to read part of a Clean Up Australia Day poem. Is the last sentence, which I picked up, I think, is a lovely little saying that we keep Australia beautiful and everybody could use. And the thing is I'll quote this: a cleaner Australia is meant to fill our nation with pride and a chance to make new friends. That's the end of part of one poem, but the poem we used for the overall beach award, which we won, is called A Pretty Little Coastal Town. Huskisson is Australia's first mainland coastal plastic bag-free town, and for quite pristine beaches it's well renowned. There is Huskisson Beach where I do my beat. It has silky white sands that squeak under your feet. You can smell the sea's perfume as you'll surf on warm and sunny days, and feel exhilarated as you dive through the waves. Huskisson is a place with skies full of sunshine. The crystal clear waters on the bay are enticing and sublime. Through White Sands Park you can take a walk, or with friends you can sit on the grass and have a talk. Down at Moona Creek, with its surface as shiny as glass, it seems the moonlight in the evening, shiny as glass, it beams in the moonlight when evening has passed. Along the foreshores for food the seabirds dive. Like us, they pass their time away to keep themselves alive. You can go for a stroll in our own national park. The pleasantness in there will leave its mark. It's the beauty of this place from where it gets its crown. You can see for yourself when peace of the evening falls on this little town. Thank you very much. I'd like to thank Steve and John Hyes, our other partners that were involved in making the submission, and we wish ourselves all the luck in the world for tomorrow at our judging, and thanks Nicole and Ben.
Thank you, Paul, and good luck tomorrow at the National Clean Beaches judging. All right, and again, that concludes our workshop for today. If anyone has questions, we can discuss those now. If you're viewing this as a video from our website, please submit your questions to my email, nturner@kabnsw.org or cleanbeaches@kabnsw.org.au. Thank you.